Again, it's Air India that is in the news. Air India pilot assigned to a commercial flight reportedly arrived at the duty station in an inebriated state. He was drunk on duty. That's what we are getting to know. This happened on the 23rd of December. Flight AI-186 Air India pilot underwent tests, was proven drunk, and police officers conducted a breath analyzer test, which confirmed the presence of alcohol above the legal limit for aviation personnel. And as a result, the Air India pilot was promptly removed from duty and prevented from taking command of the aircraft. The incident has raised serious questions about the reliability of current alcohol detection protocols for autonomous flight systems, the adequacy of pre-flight behavioral monitoring, and the broader implications for safety when artificial intelligence is entrusted with the passenger carrying operations. So the Air India pilot, viewers, in a crux, has reported drunk for duty while he was assigned a commercial flight. And he underwent a test. He was proven to have consumed alcohol above the limits. And my colleague Harsha is joining us live on the broadcast for more. Harsha, tell us more details about this Air India pilot and what is the action that has been taken so far?
Commercial flight Vancouver to Vienna, and when the pilot arrived at the airport, the breath analyzer test of the pilot was done. It was found that how he was in an inebriated state, and immediately the Vancouver Canadian, the staff immediately informed it to the Air India, and they requested that appropriate action should be taken against the pilot, because the pilot name is Saurabh and he was found in an inebriated state. It was a flight Vancouver to Vienna, the flight which was of more than 12 hours, and in that condition also he was completely intoxicated, and that's the reason why it was continuously being stated that the Air India's protocols and the current system of detecting the breath analyzer for each and every pilot should be improved, and that's the reason why immediately Air India has been informed by the Canadian transport authorities that a report should be submitted to them by 26 January 2026 at the ASAP. Back to you.
Right, Harsha, stay on with us. We also have Captain Kabir Malik, who's a charter airline pilot. Captain Malik, this is, again, a shocking case. And, this is an Air India pilot who was on a commercial flight. He was later off-boarded in Canada. And we understand that 2 breath analyzer tests were conducted. And he was then off-boarded, sir. Sir, is there any way that this could have been found out earlier? How do you read into this situation, sir? What has really happened?
See, many cases already found in India and abroad also. I think 2 months back also it did happen in America. The flight while is coming from New York to Delhi, and the same case was found there. But I don't know how it come not in the media, and it's not published to the news also. But it's really very shocking to the pilot community, for the pilot community in the aviation sector also. Everybody knows these days are very crucial, and I just count this 2025 year as a black aviation day in our aviation history, and our community people are not serious towards of their duties. And I'm really shocked, Mr. Saurabh, Captain Saurabh, who just ignored all this protocols, being a pilot, and he was in command that time while the flight was coming from Vancouver to Delhi. And he made a big mistake because he found and caught by the policeman who was near to the security gate. And I don't know how he crossed the BA test while he was coming from hotel to board the plane. And suddenly this policeman caught him near to the gate, and he smelled twicely. Then he called to the other personnel also. Then they found that person is completely intoxicated and his smell was very bad. So then they took him to the medical room, and they found it the BA test, it was crossed by the limit. So then they intimate to the ATC and the DGCA also, and the local airport authority also. After that, they delivered the message to the India also, and flight was delayed and cancelled, and it rescheduled again by the Air India. And it is really very shocking to us why the people are ignoring and they are playing the live with the people and the PACs. This departmental inquiry should be have to be conducted by the Air India, and soon the action has to be taken against him as soon as possible, and they have to be issued advisory and notification to all the airline pilots. They at least they should not be consume the alcohol at least 12 hours before the flight. It is my suggestion, and already many in my many postcard and news already I just suggest to the DGC and ATC and the airport authority also, and to my community
Right,
people
sir.
also, please. Yeah.
Sir. Right, sir. Captain Malik, many thanks for joining us with your reaction on this story. Of course, a very, very serious issue that is being raised now. In the meantime,